See what happens. Oh, this one is still going actually. At the small end. Still going pretty good. Grounded, but more of a like an arc. That seems pretty nice. Let's see what did I say? Budget grounded, damn son. No swimming in survival game. Damn. The exquisite people there already. They know what they want. Oh, the Ludonarchon. The narrative center games. Bunch of streams there too. Demos, behind the scenes con live QA from over 40 exhibiting developers. All making story-rich games. 12 hours of original panels and fireside chats about narrative games and game development. That's pretty nice. And systems-based writing to make player choices have a lasting impact on your narrative. Not bad. Some interesting panels there. And the Pale Beyond, nice. The Citizen Slipper is pumping, man. That one is pumping hard. Norco ended up not going that ham. Actually, it's also kind of similar. Cheaper though. Case of the Golden Idol is really good. Gonna get a DLC. This kind of like DLC is like 3 new cases. $5 I guess is like nothing super crazy much, but also it's like not much in terms of length, you know. To be quite honest, remembering how the demo was going, 3 cases is not a lot. Might as well wait a little. That one would be nice to play. Oh yeah, this one has a demo now. The Invincible. Stanislav Lem. Inspired game. Kitsude. A Journey of Adashido. Oh, big stuff here. Oh, was that one from the Chucklefish? Yeah, it is. Amber. That one I maybe even be playing at some point when it's closer to release. Might. Quite a lot of like the narrative-centered games. It's also a nice thing. That is a very nice thing. Narrative games label. Ah. Do the publisher specialized on these? Just gonna get here. Nice. Yeah, publisher, I see. And you specialize in this kind of games. Interesting. That's quite a fun way to do it, I would say, too. Yeah, having your niche on that kind as a publisher. You can already pump that stuff. A lot of pretty cheap things there, too. Well, pricing in general is actually really good, I would say. And they had the Citizen Sleeper. Man, I probably got a bunch from that one. Well, the Pale Beyond going, actually, in terms of, like, popularity, I guess, let's put it that way. Pretty good, huh? Pretty good too. A builder is pumping. I think maybe also something to something nice to go and aim for if you kind of like more into the art part or like writing part, you know, but not super into kind of, you know, like all the game dev part, as in like the dev part of the game dev, let's put it that way. And that is a good genres to go for. The Redfall was special. I mean, not fools, not fools. Can't even check the reviews. Kick. So far, all those AAA studios just kind of cocking us, and ends up with them just kind of, you know, saving us from taking L's. Not gonna lie. Just keep shitting out some undercooked, underbaked projects. And we can't play them, and I'm not even sad. €100 deluxe edition. Maybe deluxe edition plays better. Please. At least something. The visual novel Road Warden. I mean, kind of not far. Not completely false. 30% discount. Domekeeper got some new update, alright. Season 4. And they also pump seasons for that now. New cosmetics. Man. Because it is what it is nowadays. 2D fighter. Idol Showdown. What? Free? Oh, made by HoloLive fans. Holy shit, I see, okay. The VTuber galore. You play as Forsen. Oh, they get Forsen in. Forsen was also HoloLive, I think, right? Was it? Gura, I mean. There's also probably a way to farm. Some somewhat sorted fun game, and there you go. You farming. Yeah, I guess. Forsen is there too. And all of it full of insider memes, of course, so. A very niche audience, but considering the size of the niche, it's free, just a fun game. And dudes probably can farm something solid now. Already commercial. They got the initial boost now. That's an interesting way to do it. Oh yeah, the show goddess, that it is. I think I saw this one before. Yeah, from Good Shepherd, as a publisher. As a demo or something, right? There's some stuff. I recognize that. Oh, I recognize that too. Similar to Old World and Songs of Conquest. Well, I mean, that's a stretch. A VTuber with the Popoga face, them son. Let's get the modal. Just get the modal and start. It's gonna be the niche. Solid game with no major issues, That's all you need nowadays to actually succeed, Just have no major issues, More of the local memes here. The Golfnik simulator. And there's a bunch of local memes here, so... Not like you're gonna get a bunch of them here, but yeah. I got fucking green elephant there and everything, holy shit. Sure went crazy on that one. A DLSS and RTX included. Damn son. Beams got too far. Beams got too far. Did we see this last time? Was there not much going on, I guess, through the week? A retro skill-based action roguelike. Yeah, I think we saw this one last time. Last week. The last Sunday. There wasn't much going on. Quite successful prologue there. I had to start getting like statistics or something on how, you know, games perform and everything, if they have the, you know, like the CRT, VHS effects and stuff included. I see like a lot of games try to use that. Wonder if it's actually... I wonder if it actually does much. Oh, this one is pumping though, holy shit. This is also around for a while already. Oh, this one even 16th of September, wait, what? How was it like out from... Oh yeah, available now, I see. Though the ports, not a lot of reviews there. The free-to-play footy. Footy and shooty. Nice, pretty nice. Yeah, they're gonna be changing the display, like trailers and everything now. There's gonna be like categories and stuff. They should make like the GIFs also here. That would be nice. If you don't want to watch like a whole trailer or something, just like the GIFs of the things that developers find most important, kind of like here. Because these sometimes are like even more important and informative than other things. And you can see some cool stuff happening. Real good hooks. On the Barium Ball. Damn, that one's going good too. Overwhelmingly. Yeah, going ham. It was also basically like more than a week ago already at this point. It's like, was this week like completely dead? Outside of Glorious Redfall, of course. I think this one too, Rusev Pachi also was already last Sunday. Nice, very nice. Sounds good. Yeah, this one also was already last Sunday. Like, it's basically like everything here is like from before last week and from what we saw last Sunday. Almost, except for like Title Showdown, Showgunners, well, and meme shit. Everything already been seen, I guess it's quite a silent season right now. Even upcoming kinda has some of the similar stuff. Darkest Dungeon 2, we gonna go get a little bit of visit next week. That I will, probably on Thursday, I would assume. Maybe I would do tomorrow, because I still kind of didn't, you know, kind of like get in the mood to start some big RPG adventure yet. like holidays here and stuff, right? I kind of want to get all that out of my head, and then I can, you know, go degen things back again. Well, degen RPGs. I already degen other stuff right now, I guess. But for tomorrow, I probably will play something else. I'm not sure when this one will be available. Like, I have it on Epic, right? So I just need them to update it on Epic. Because on Steam it's gonna be released in the evening again. But, I mean, update on Epic might drop earlier. But doesn't say when. So, no idea. Otherwise, I would just do like full day tomorrow, maybe. Now, the Darkest Dungeon, and maybe I will. I look in the morning, I guess. Well, I mean, the summer sale, probably. The summer sale is gonna be the closest one. Like in June, I would assume. Maybe around time when all the announcement events and everything gonna be happening. The Summer Game Fest maybe have some big sales. I think it's usually like later than that. And the big sale, I mean. 19th of June, yeah, so kinda after, I guess. Cooking adventure game. Hometown chef, nothing near a name but a food cart in the dream. I thought it's kind of like somewhat related to like Cook Serve Delicious or whatever. Oh, it is, okay. Okay. Yeah, the next fest is 19th. Oh, dude, that's so much. So it's like basically like Diablo drops. Then like in a week, less than a week already, like gonna start all the announcement events dropping. And then next fest with all the demos and stuff. Oof. Like the June is gonna be like bigger loaded basically. Still have to figure out the Diablo situation. I will see. On Orama. City building puzzle game. Amazing landscape, discovered a wide range of structures, special abilities. Oh, is someone trying to make like the a dwarf romantic but more complicated? Dwarf romantic with a twist. I mean, quite the twist. Yeah, totally more. And even have cats there, that son. They just went ham. I see. That might be kinda interesting. Wait, where, Pony? Oh, where did you see? The wood train is still not out even. 9th of May, I see. So it gets out for a while already on Epic. It's kind of interesting because yeah, with the Way Train I think it's just kind of like everyone is pogging about it releasing now, even though like people already were playing for a while. Scroll down a bit. Wait, on which game? Oh, you mean streams or something? Or where? Some game you had in the wishlist or in the library? Action roguelike. Yeah, with some streams there, I see, alright. Yeah, I see point. Alright. Could be, could be. Oh, the roguelike dungeon crawler, alright. You sure you stream there? I see. Vegas on Kickstarter. There's the demo. It's gonna be already releasing, alright.
I love you guys.
Oh shit. Pod. Welcome back to the dungeon. Thank you, sir. Thank you, man. Thank you. Then 5 head. 5 head indeed. Thank you, man. Thank you, thank you. How we doing? Isn't game page running? I see. Yeah, I think it's basically they need to put you there. And the devs need to put you there, then it's gonna be there. Yeah, there it is. Alive. Pug. He live. What is he? What is he? Probably still like running errands or doing something, and there's already 3,800 people watching. Even when you are not actually live, eh? Helidium. Every 60 seconds a minute passes, yeah. Together we can stop that. No chat in that stream, how they turn that stuff off, I see. Yeah, some games do do that stuff too. Some ask for permission, some I guess can just like maybe like link the stream or something. I guess should be the dev doing that though. Oh yeah, how was the... I guess that one didn't go that well since I haven't seen it. That means probably not doing too awesome. No, that actually is kinda good. Solid, why is not unpopular then? Crossover of FPS and RTS. That's not even too bad. Why are you not showing this to me? You're showing some shit from last previous weeks. Zero tutorial, alright. A region locked by time zone. Let's see what it is. Well, I mean, yeah, that's the thing, like, because I don't think there is a lot of people who specifically kind of stream for Steam. Because you can't really monetize or do something with it. Like the only like streams actually happening on Steam is like developer streams basically, and even they sometimes just like, you know, just post the pre-recorded stuff. The live symbol there is kind of misleading, yeah. So it's an interesting one actually. I've been asked before, like, can we use your like streams to put on a developer page, but I was thinking it would be kind of, you know, like live here, live there, or some stuff, but I guess not. That's quite PP, yeah. I thought those things are a little more integrated, you know. Well, it seems like we will see how that one will go, like past the early access and stuff. I get my hands on it too. Because like shooting and stuff, and this one might be quite something since it's from Armored developers basically. Actually, like, I mean, it's published, but I think developers also basically were, wasn't it? is their incubator, so it might be kind of different studio, but I think some people were from the Arma. Heard it's a miss. Well, I mean, the reviews are good though, so it still has issues, obviously, judging by reviews again, currently. But the reviews are solid. This is FPS RTS hybrid. We're up with 12 people even. Strategy mode and 32 in arena mode. Huh. 5 infantry classes, 11 distinct vehicles, 8 different creatures for aliens. Wait, that sounds kind of cool. Yeah, a lot of reviews, and most of the reviews are mostly positive, basically, 75%. And the issues are mostly kind of like tech stuff or like, you know, not much to do because, I mean, early access still. No, this one is pretty solid. I'm surprised it's not like in the popular tab. I'd rather show something from like previous weeks than this. Alright, I guess. Yeah, the price seems kinda solid. And it's available here. That's already a new one, you know, fresh one. Pretty interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna be monitoring that one. See what happens. See what happens. And shooting in this one might be quite nice too, because of who made it. The front trailer seems kind of nice. Well, I mean, like, it's kind of should be probably more into like this like try hard area rather than like arcadey shooting, but still. Gunsmith Simulator. Playway, is that you? It is. Another one. That at least is kind of educational, though. I tell you that. That's not too bad. Well, and then goes all this like the cleaning, polishing mini games and stuff. There we go. That was like so annoying in those that I played. I was like, oh, clean that stuff. Cleaning, and there's like 1 pixel of dirt somewhere there, and it just doesn't finish. Like a bro. You dig memes? Insane. A useful IRL one day. Nowadays, easily. Easily. It's also playway. But this one at least is kind of like a little different from what they usually do. There was a demo. Demo was really popular, I think, or prologue or whatever. It says a little bit of everything there. A little bit of everything. Alright. But yeah, that's good, Panda. That's good. Everything's going well still. That's nice, man. Hope it will continue. Hope it will continue. Sounds good. Melodies of Steel. Furia Jud. So these fonts, that should be something weeb. There's always in the weeb stuff. Turn-based RPG back. Ramped up battle system for more strategy, as well as a brand new event system that gives you more thrilling choices to affect your experience. So you got like both weeb and fury shit in one bottle there. See, they can see. Calavis. They got the mix going. The timeline battle system. Szoktaru. And new system judgment. And the actual gameplay trailer, yeah. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? I think some platforming segments too. Or just side scrolling, I guess. And new tanks and stuff. And only 40 kids. I mean, that doesn't make it any better. If not even worse. And the fully advanced wars, I mean, I guess in a way. Deluxe edition. Poog. No, with current JRPG stuff, I already quite loaded, and with Weeb stuff too. We can live without some foodie stuff, I guess. Yeah, the Mecha Bellum should be out soon too. 11th of May. Yeah, that's the Paradox Arc. From the Paradox Indie publisher. Seems quite dank. It looks, I don't know, like somehow. Fighting it out in massive PvP battles though, I see. Epic Auto Battler. Yeah, looks cool, but the Auto Battler with PvP stuff, not sure. Not sure. Yeah, online PvP, online co-op. Not sure about that one. That could be like kinda interesting, I guess, with Auto Battler part. Doesn't have microtransactions, seems like, so that might be actually not too bad. Your PvP match and go to work, yeah. Could be, unless it's some, like, you know, one of the weird ones. You need to do more stuff. The reinforcements. I mean, we'll see. Could be something interesting. Deathless Rite. Halloween spirit is missing. A bit early for Halloween there. The action roguelite hack and slash. Alright. It's kind of like the skull and such. Hand painted environments and traditional animation. That looks good indeed, eh? Get the dog petting too. You just wait with this one. You released it earlier, maybe. Just get it for Halloween. That would be way better. Still might do good. Alright, check all this. City King's on top. Is it because DLC out? Because of the DLC, bro. The fuck is DLC prices, man? Holy shit. Yeah, with these DLC prices, you're totally not gonna be playing stuff from Paradox, dude. Tell you that. Tell you that. Is there how much? Let's see. We can get like Shogunners, which is already kind of expensive, I would say too. A Bramble you can get with that price too. The Roots of Porsche, which is like super overpriced, I would say, especially for what it is, but still. You can get Hunt, almost. Sons of the Forest, like 2 Cult of the Lamb, and have a little bit left, for example. You can add a little bit, get Baldur's Gate 3. Yeah, no. So yeah, with these prices, bro, no. That's a giga no, I would say even. It's like even if I would be like a super fan of the game with those prices, that only some like Omega package. Like Omega package for like 2,000. Alright, fine. That I could take with the main game also. But then you pay 1,100 for one DLC? No. That's too far already. Hip entropy. Could be. That's the fun part too. They probably see that and they're like, what should we do? Oh yeah, let's increase the prices, man. Let's fuck the regional prices up too. That surely will make people buy more of those. Yep. Cool story, bro, of course. Everyone just gonna run there to buy your stuff now. Like, instead of trying to make some sort of like more accessible methods for, you know, people to play their stuff. Like, they got the sub. Like Steve is playing European Universalist right now. What is like $5 per month? You get all the DLCs. Like, if you just want to play once or something, like, that is fine. Well, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about why not they like looking for the opportunities like this for other games. Like, why don't they try to figure something out for that? Because clearly it's not good. Like, Age of Wonders has like, well, I have the Sweden prices here. Let's see, like 500 kroner. And expansion pass is 500 kroner too. So like, bro. And that's only 2 major expansions and 2 content packs. That's not all. It's not all the DLCs and stuff. That's not the usual expansion passes you expect, right? So you pay like game price, and then you pay another game price just to get 2 DLCs. Because like major expansions probably is good stuff, and the content packs is probably like, you know, some like minimal stuff. Some Paradox game don't come onto GOG, probably developer based, because it's a separate studio for Age of Wonders, not like Paradox is Triumph. Yeah, I mean they are part of Paradox though, but I don't know, maybe they still have some sort of like agreements or like their own things going. Hard to say. Yeah, they have their own launcher and everything too. But you pay like the same price for just DLCs. Like, dude, why? And it's not like you already like played the game completely. Like, you know, there's like holes in the game already. You played it too much. And then you are kind of like, oh man, it'd be nice to have some DLCs. down the line, and they're like, well, sure, here's a DLC. And it might be even like the chunky in price, fine. But it's like the game just out. And there is already like, well, bro, here's the plans for 4 DLCs. Here's the season pass for the price of the game. But it's not even all the DLCs in this season pass. It's only like, you know, first couple. Then you need to buy more season passes. And like, dude, it's already like I like their games and everything, but this is just already too much. Like I used to kind of like, you know, my usual like approach was like, if you want to get in the Paradox stuff, you just buy some like Giga Pack, right, with like a bunch of DLCs in the original game on discount, and it's kind of usually reasonably priced. If you like, or like you either wait for some Giga Pack on a huge discount, or if you started playing from the square one, right, from release, then you can like slowly acquire those DLCs, and that's not gonna hurt that much because it's like one DLC at a time, not too expensive, kinda tolerable. But that approach already doesn't work because, you know, yeah, you want to acquire DLCs, you already on day one get like 50 bucks dropped on you, another one. So that approach already also not very good, huh? Or in case of CK3, it's even like the... Actually, let me see. CK3 was 1,600 too. The Paradox with DLC subscription, yep. Well, you pay DLC, subscription and you have DLC and the main game available, yeah. They do have that. And that actually is at least kind of like tolerable. Let's put it that way. At least you can, you know, like pay. You wanted to play some. Pay $5, play all you want, and then just kind of peace out. The problem is if you kind of more of a like, you know, drop in, drop out kind of person that just likes to play some of those different, what's the name, man? Like different times you just play different games and everything. You Boba cut. No, did you get that stuff? Wait. Did they start that shit for me somewhere? Really? I don't think I enabled any of that there. I guess it just automatically. I thought it was supposed to give you like some sort of like pick when you want to do it or something. I guess they just like drop it on you. Kick. Alright. Insane, dude. I thought they were supposed to give you like the notification and then you pick like some sort of date into like weeks range or something. Well, I mean, whatever, that's even better. Like I don't really celebrate the partnership stuff anyway. I celebrate when I started streaming, which was like 3rd of March, and that I already did, so I don't really care about this one too much. But yeah, I think you have like some sort of like extra emotes, some what else was there? It's basically kind of like another hype train bait or something, I think. There's some features there also you get like for like participating in the hype train or something. And that's pretty much it. It's weird that they didn't even ask me for that shit though. No email or something either. Thought they were supposed to, but I guess they just decided to turn it on for me. Alright. I kind of wanted to test it, see how it even works. Well, I guess we're now testing it or something. So probably exactly the same day it happened. 7th of May. Yeah, I remember it was around holidays here, so I guess, yeah. I guess 5 years ago. Insane, dude. Insane. But yeah, Crusader Kings 1,600 here. And Age of Wonders is 1,600 too. So it's not like Crusader Kings is like discounted much because it's old. It's still the same price. Yeah, the expansion pass is also 1,600. But also the single DLC for Crusader Kings is 1,100. So like just 500 cheaper than the full game price or the full expansion pass price. Like, dude. Like if it'll be like a few bucks DLCs, I wouldn't even mind, whatever. But when like the shit is pretty much like it costs like an indie game, Or if it's a season pass, then it's the cost like the game itself. Like, dude, that's already too dank. I mean, it wasn't too bad, but like it gets worse. And now the regional price is also getting some weird treatment. It gets worse. Like the main game is fine. Like main game is actually like this is good price for like AAA project here. That's nice. Like normally it's like 2,500 nowadays. 2,000. Like Armored Core is 2,500 for example pre-order. So that's solid for the new game, sure. But then you get like the season expansion pass for like 2 big DLCs and 2 like content packs, and you pay the same amount. Like, bro. No, you don't need all that to play Immortal Empires. I think just the 3rd game is enough. If you want to have all the stuff there, then yeah, you need DLCs. Like main game content, I think included DLCs, you I think kind of need. It is still, I think, less than your average Paradox game, though. I think Total War... Yeah, Total War is probably... Yeah, it's not available here, so can't really check. I think it's a bit less, but it's also in the same department. And that's insane, dude. It's like already like the genre that is like kinda... Not dying, obviously, right? But like a very niche genre, and they just still keep, you know, like shitting on all the people who enjoy that stuff. Like, come on, man. Yeah. Like the basic Immortal Empire stuff, like a basic games content, I think available for everyone. But like if you want some specific stuff from like the DLC to like the first 2 games, then I think you need to own them. Yeah, I think how it works. KO the Kangaroo for free. Against all odds, Horizon Chase Turbo. The Sims 4 bundle for free. Poog. It's time. It's time. Just like I can understand, you know, that when the games like that like live for a while, getting updated for a while, they still need to make some money out of those games, right? Like kind of live service approach, right? I can get behind that. I understand that. It's fine. Like I don't mind, you know, paying for like extra content they put out for those strategy games and stuff, but like not that much, dude. It's literally like the full game price. And you buy some like mechanic or something or some shit that it was Crusader Kings. It was right there, whatever. It doesn't show here like this, so whatever. This one's not out yet. Yeah, mostly negative reviews, dude. Mixed. Well, let's get something like more with better catalog already, let's put it that way. Alright, positive. Very positive, mostly positive. Mixed. Yeah, there it is. Mixed. And these we saw, right? Expansion subscription. Oh, there it is, yeah. Mixed. Overwhelmingly negative. Mixed. Mixed. Mostly negative. Mostly negative. Mixed. Not even enough to approximate. Mostly positive. Not enough to... Is the costumes or something, and content pack, yeah. So the content pack is basically a bunch of garbage, seems like, right? So like people don't even buy that stuff, and they still gonna push it on you with the season pass. Not a mixed, positive, mixed. So like, bro, you pay that much and you get that. New skins for units, yeah. It's like you buy season pass for Age of Wonders 4. Yeah, it's skins. You buy season pass for Age of Wonders, right? Which costs like Age of Wonders, and you get actual 2 DLCs, and 2 other ones is just skins. And then you pay the price of the game for that. Like, bro, you buy the game, and then you buy game again, and just to get like a game plus 2 little pieces of it extra. Like, the fuck is that, man? And I'm pretty sure that separately those DLCs also gonna cost like half of the game or even more. So like, I just don't get it. Like, I was kind of memeing on their DLC politics before too, but I was kind of still more or less like fine, because I usually was either like playing, you know, something that way down the line when I got like a whole package for cheap. Hidu Monster, thank you, sir. And then like I wasn't even mad about it that much, or I was just playing the original game and then kind of forgetting about it for a long while. But now that I'm like, you know, like starting to look into prices, new ones especially, it doesn't even seem like the regional prices they fuck, because like the original game still costs 1,600, which is cheap for us. So the regional price is there, it's just the DLCs are expensive as shit. Like, let me see actually, is it the same on in other regions? The Paradox games are free. Well, we don't promote that shit here, so that might be for someone, but we don't do that shit here. So, you know, you do you. Rather not. I'd rather not play something. One sec, where was it? Oh yeah. Price history. Let's see. It's taking a while to load. Taking a while to load. A bundle discount, you get 1 free DLC. How much you pay for the bundle though? Alright, let's see. So the dollar price. Well, the euro price 50 euro, 50 bucks basically for Age of Wonders. Then we go DLCs, expansion pass. So it's also 50 bucks, I would assume, right? It is. If we go 1,600. 50 and 50, so like the base game is not even like cheaper, you know, due to the age or something. No, still the same. And then you go DLCs. Which one was the last one? The Royal Court, was it? The upcoming? No, wait, this one is out already. No, it was the Tours and Tournaments. Yeah, 1,100 here, and 30 bucks. And the main game, 50 bucks. I mean, yeah, pretty much kind of the same. So regional prices are here, but yeah, 30 bucks for DLC, man. And their DLCs are not like, there are games with like the DLCs where it's like kind of like not too bad to pay, right? Like 30 bucks. Like if it'll be like the Bloodborne DLC, for example, to pay like 30 bucks for, I wouldn't mind. That was a good one. That because that basically was 2 DLCs initially, right? That they made into 1 DLC. I could handle that fine. But like these are like usually not even anything crazy. It's kind of why I like never buy like the tropical DLCs unless I manage to get the the whole package later. I did buy actually, like, first I think DLC for Tropico 6, and then that's when I realized that I'd rather not. I'd rather not. Yeah, that I rather not. Come on. Are you slow? Gibbon. Yeah, this is like also like the main game is 2,200, down 300, DLC 800. I mean, it's at least not you know, like 60-70% of the game price. Like in case of Crusader Kings, it's like more like 30% of the price. But also they have like nothing in there. Yeah, this one I got mixed reviews. And this one is... well, this one is already a bit cheaper at least because it's one of the oldest ones. 600, which is still 25% of the game price basically. And yeah, that one added like... I think it even says in the description, that's the funny part. Yeah, you get one mission. You get 3 buildings. One gameplay mechanic. The price fluctuations now to play the markets. And yeah, some like events, you know, one new map and everything that you can get like on the workshop in, you know, packages for free in droves. Edict 1. Trade and customization price. It seems worse now. Well, I mean, it depends how much the one for the Crusader King is gonna offer. This one is cheaper, and it is bad. It is really bad. Like, I got one, I saw what it included, and I stopped buying them. Like, I love Tropico. I even returned to Tropico not that long ago, like a year ago or something, right? Did, like, finish the missions that I haven't finished before. So now I have all of them finished and everything. And, like, it's a great game, but I ain't buying any of this shit. Like, no. For these prices, no. It's just not worth it. Almost 90 hours. And I ain't gonna buy that. Nope. And I don't think like the Crusader Kings new DLC can justify the price of like 30 bucks. Like, I really doubt it. Like, what should it even be? Like, for 30 bucks, you basically can get some solid game. Like, as I said already, like 1,100 that it costs here, you can buy like a whole bunch of like, you can buy pretty much everything out of like the new and trending category. Like, literally. Like, why would I buy like the DLC that will add some like mechanic, like, you know, a little bit of events, this kind of stuff, just to get like, when I could get like a game for that. I don't get it. I mean, a little bit of a rant, of course, but that is just way too much. Like, when it was like a lot of DLCs, but they all were like 10 bucks, maybe like 15 bucks, that was kind of like meh, but you know, fine. But like 30 bucks already, like, dude. Relax. Or like a season pass with 2 DLCs for 50 bucks when the game is 50 bucks. Like, come on, man. What is this? The old like resale store prices, the ones that matter. Well, I mean, depends. I'm not a huge fan of that. All those G2As and everything, I'd rather not. Unless you want to get like a global key or something here, then yeah, only key resale works for you, because like you can only can get the local, the region locked keys. And I mean, nowadays, yeah, I guess more people will be resorting to the key selling and reselling platforms, just because it's cheaper. Everyone's trying to save some. And I mean, you see, for what, for why reason, what reason, for what? Full squadron. There, son. Quality gaming there. Yeah, things are getting too dank in terms of pricings. Tell you that. And then also for those prices, you get like some masterpieces like Redfall too, you know. Absolutely amazing. Or some stuff that barely runs. What a time to be alive, eh? That's why I'd rather be sticking to the indie games. Nowadays there's also a whole bunch of like smaller studios and smaller publishers that dabble in the 4X strategy and stuff. Like there's Hooded Horse, for example, right? That makes like Old World, for example, they published and everything. How much is like Old World and DLCs? Alright, the main game 1,100. The main game, the whole 4X strategy costs cheaper than, well, same amount as Paradox DLC. And yeah, over all the time the game exists, they had 2 DLCs, and they are, well, I would assume that's kind of like 10-15 bucks range probably. They close TeamDB. Hurry. So like the hopium for me is that the indie companies will also kind of like get into the strategy department better. This is just kind of like tricky, obviously, to nail some good 4X and global strategies. It's a lot of work and stuff too. It's 30 for base game. €30, $30. And DLCs. Well, I mean, it's on sale. What's the max price actually with no sales? So 200 with no sales. Well, I mean, you can just add the quarter here. So like it's $5 per DLC with no sale. Like that, I don't mind. Like if the Paradox DLCs even in those amounts would be $5, I wouldn't even be mad. I would be fine with that. I mean, DLCs in general, I'm not a huge fan of a concept, but you know, it is what it is. I would be fine with that. But bro, at 30. Yalter, hello. Oh, the wall didn't click. Well, that's the thing. Like, you need just like more studios dabbling into like 4X global strategies, so we can get like, you know, there's a lot of space ones, for example. Like, I'm not sure if they are like, you know, getting that Stellaris fix, the Stellaris feel to it. But I think we're gonna get that eventually. Like, I already played like 3 or 4 of different like the global strategies. It's just like the Paradox is like, you know, it's kind of like not exactly maybe like the super quality sign, because on release they still manage to fuck up things sometimes. But you know that in the long run it's gonna be like good, with a lot of content. Slytherin is also nice. They do have like a little bit sometimes of DLC galore too, but they have okay what's the name? Pricing policies for that too, somewhat. Okay, next gen, hello. Thank you, sir. I mean, Twitch decided to enable already today for me this thingy without even asking me. So yeah, the partnership anniversary. I usually celebrate my start of the streaming in general, since I remember the date and everything. Because, you know, getting the partnership didn't really change the thing. Starting streaming was a step in the change. Just getting the check mark didn't really adjust too much. But still, thank you. Yeah, I guess the most recent ones only is kind of expensive. Well, it's not even like that new, I would say. Adeptus Auroritas. Baiting the Warhammer Coomers in with the higher price for the DLC. Those DLCs also were kind of... That's the new faction, 18 new units. I mean, at least this is kind of like some stuff there, because there was also... Weren't Tyrannies even originally in? I guess no, it was like Necron, Orcs... Yeah, not a new playable race, alright. There was just like some DLCs that just add, yeah, like specialist back, maybe this stuff. Just like few units basically, and that's it. Yeah, new unit types. So like every faction gets like 1 new unit. And you pay... Closing SteamDB. Well, actually, I guess. Yeah, it's gonna be this Slytherin. Is also getting in a lot of those strategies. They kind of more like a war game type are for now. The full game also $30 basically. And DLCs, sororitas. Sororitas is 15. That's like that 15 is kind of like borderline, I would say. 15 is somewhere, you know, on the edge, I would say. And also 15, alright. 15 is kind of like threading the waters already. Of like a bit too much. Let's go next gen. That's a very quarry spin shop. Yeah, in an old world, you mean? I played for a bit. It was alright. Yeah, it was an okay one. It was an okay one. But for now, still, like, I want to, like, you know, get some dang global strategy action. I'm gonna resort to some paradox stuff because you kind of just know that there's gonna be a lot of stuff going on. But I hope we're gonna get some indie studios, you know, getting in a little more. In. Yeah, that we're gonna get some alternatives without, you know, forking out a whole bunch for the DLCs all the time. Like with those prices, I literally just rather, like, you know, buy different new global strategies. You know, when the price of the DLC is $30, I'd rather just like buy a new indie global strategy and get like all new, rather than getting like one mechanic or something, or one new faction. You know, just get the whole new game if it's good, as long as we have enough good games on the market. Just get a new one instead of the DLC. Honkai Star Rail officially launches. Pog. Redfall available now. Kick. No, it looks like not that much of a news going on Epic 2. Clash of Gods, nice stuff. That was a good one to play. And yeah, Redfall is a noof. Just kind of like waiting to see where all this, like, you know, pricing and stuff gonna get. Because it's clear that things becoming just like way too expensive now. Both like games and DLCs and everything. So yeah, there's literally like enough people starting to try, you know, all this like VPN Fiesta for them to start changing prices in some regions, right? Because like too many, like when the game gets like 80% purchases from Argentina, like something is kind of fishy there, you know? So they started calculating the regional prices, but it doesn't mean that people will, you know, go and start buying stuff full price all of a sudden. They're gonna go look for other holes. How to get things cheaper. So there's gonna be more of those, like the key sellers, you know, and also people in those regions that get cucked. They also not gonna go buy something somewhere, right? Keys regional locked. VPN. That's why all the people getting stuff in Argentina, Turkey. Hey, Corsada. Thank you, sir. Thank you. And like the more you can see that a lot of people started doing it now because they started changing prices in those regions, because, you know, it was kind of fine for them before. They weren't paying attention to that, but nowadays they kind of started you know, noticing. Doubt for most games it was 80%. It is huge. You underestimate that stuff. Like, even before, you know, the shitfest with prices and stuff started happening, people already were doing that with VPN and everything. It's like before people were doing it in different regions. Like back in the day, I remember people from Turkey were using Russian VPNs to buy games cheaper here. Nowadays, it's Russian people using Turkish VPNs to buy games there. You know. payment option for that region, yep, which is also like not a problem. Changing the account region is tricky. Doable, but tricky. But like new account and stuff, no problems. There's like a lot of services that sell you already pre-made and activated accounts and everything. There's like virtual credit cards and stuff. Like, bro, like when they started like blocking games here and everything, and like my friend, for example, for his PlayStation became Turkish also, you know, magically, and I learned how all this stuff works from him. Like, bro, a lot of people do that, trust me. That's why they started cucking all the regions. That's why they started cucking regional prices, because too many people, you know, started buying from those prices. Like, way too many people. Kinda people, kinda. There are different ways also, like it's doable. It's doable to make it a little bit more convenient at least. But yes, that's a new one, Corsair, yeah, and they even like activated it for me without asking or something. People barely turn on a computer, let alone use VPN. You would think so. My friend is complete PPG, like literally. Like we were getting him PC, we were building him PC and everything. And he calls us to install Windows, you know, and he buys PlayStation games from Turkey. So, you know. when people are able to save like, you know, 50% or something on games and stuff, they all become very smart. When you can save like, you know, half of your money that you spend on things, you become smart, trust me. People do that. And that's why exactly they started nerfing all the regional prices. But the problem is when they nerf all the regional prices, a lot of people from those countries, they, you know, not gonna become richer. Oh, the regional prices became 2 times more. Oh man, I mean, I guess I earned 2 times more now. Nope, sadly. So those people will start looking for other holes still. And when there'll be none, they will start going the back hole, you know, raising those black flags and everything. And I'm just kind of curious to see where it all gonna lead us eventually. And I mean, that's for a reason, yeah, like paying this like 70 euro and everything for all those half-baked fucking games, like people like the deeper we get into this, like, you know, in the era of 70, 80 euro games and box games, like the worse it gets. Like look at all the releases this year. Like the only good ones are releases from like basically, you know, decades ago, like Resident Evil and Dead Space. Which again, do you really want to pay like every like 5-10 years pay like same max price, AAA price for the game you already played multiple times? I'm kind of not a huge fan really. Yeah, Alter. I mean, a lot of people do use that. It's just like the thing is like you don't think about that until you kind of either like learn how big and good it is, or until you just kind of low on dough and you start kind of looking for options. That's how like most of the country here, for example, you know, when like some games disappeared from here, or like Sony also started shitting on everyone who owns their console here, and a lot of people kind of like ended up in the situation where you kind of need to look for new options. No new $70 game deserves that pricing. I would say like from my personal, right, like perspective and stuff, like the only game I played that would justify like the big AAA price would be like Red Dead Redemption or something, because there is actually like really well polished, well made game with a lot of content which you can like dump a lot of time in, and man, that was worth it. And it wasn't even 70 or 80 euro a game, you know. Si può essere. 1080 buying the same game for the 5th time, yeah. Well, I mean, if it'll be year 2080 and you buying Last of Us, then you probably already bought it like 20 times. Hogwarts. Well, I mean, there are like for many people, Elden Ring probably was also like, even though it wasn't 7080, right? But like, I think so, right? But Elden Ring, for example, there are games that are worth it. I would say so. Like, you can justify buying some of the games for that price, but not that many. And it's also the price that you need to justify to spend, you know, rarely. And the problem is if they will start like cocking the regional prices, like did they increase actually the Armored Core, or is it still the same? Yeah, Armored Core is still regional. Like regional AAA price, for example, once in a while I can pay. Like, fine. Diablo, for example, has no regional price. You can technically even get it, but like, you know, like a friend in another country, maybe I also will go, you know, but you pay full price, and full price is already like 6 or 7,000, and that's like, dude. For Diablo, I still kind of maybe can justify it, but that's gonna be like one purchase like a few years, because I literally haven't bought stuff in a while. If I wouldn't be streaming, right, and I wouldn't be getting like the review keys and everything, I probably would still not really buy shit, honestly. I would still play probably all the backlog I have, and maybe some like small indie games once in a while. Hey, this is okay still. But Elden Ring, they already made like 4K there. Yeah, Elden Ring is 4K, for example. And that's already kind of like a bit tight, These uppers. 68 for New Zelda, I see. MMO is a different beast, yeah. And with MMOs also, like, I actually don't even mind, like, if MMO has subscription, I don't really mind. I'd rather have that than the free-to-play stuff. Honestly. Like, sure, free-to-play actually gives you an opportunity to play something completely for free, but in many cases, it's still kind of gonna be a bit of a torture. Most of the time they make it nowadays. So I would rather play something, you know, subscription-based. So you just, like, pay subscription once and, well, once. Every month, right? But still, you just paid subscription and you forgot about it, and everyone playing in the same environment, in the same terms, you know, in the same conditions. Now let's see what's on GOG. So yeah, MMOs are a bit of a different animal, that is true. Regional Definitive Edition at 20 bucks, alright. Graveyard Keeper on sale, Heroes on sale. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff like of old games also that you can buy pretty cheap that I would rather like probably farming if I wouldn't have like all the like review keys. And yeah, again, just wait for like how much? A year? 2? Probably a bit over a year, I would assume. 2021. Yeah, well, like 1.5 years basically, and you get stuff on 70% discount. And that's pretty much how it's gonna be. Oh, in Game Pass, right? So like nowadays, even as a streamer, really, I still like mostly just get stuff on Giga discounts, Game Pass, or it's like the review codes that developers send me, which like huge thank you to all of the developers, all the publishers, all of the PR companies that send review keys. You are saviors in this economy, especially. Thank you so much. But like, if I wouldn't be streaming, then I would be also just farming Giga sales, and just once in a while, you know, you just get yourself a Game Pass, like play what you want there and drop it. I see, Otter, I see. Yeah, that's a valid way to do it. True. And just set an alarm. Indeed. That's a good. Oh, you can even like set notifications that they just email you when there is a sale somewhere in the game you monitor. That's really cool. That's a really nice functionality. And that's what they're gonna get, especially since now on release stuff is like not good most of the time, to put it mildly. Hello, KHP. Thank you, man. So there's gonna be more and more people who don't trust in pre-orders and everything and full prices and gonna be just waiting for like giga sales. You just buy the magic on top again. Like, dude, whenever it's on sale, GOG, like, just like, it's full heroes. Feels good. Feels good. Day one games was always a bad deal. Pretty much, pretty much. Well, I mean, it wasn't a bad deal. It was a little bit of a risk. Depending on the game. Like, sometimes, like, but nowadays you can't even be sure. It might be studio that you know and love and you know that they're like making good stuff and they still might fuck up on release now. So you never know. Now, I got a pre-ordered Doom Eternal, for example, and that didn't, it wasn't a mistake for sure. But then you can get like something like Redfall, yeah. Or like even the Jedi game, you know, like the previous was good. Like if it would be available here, I maybe would consider getting it. But it isn't available here and I'm not regretting. I'm happy that it wasn't available here. Because I didn't buy it and then I'm just gonna get it at some point way down the line when it will be available on some key store or something. With a huge discount. That's probably it. That's probably it. I keep a trip undead and undressed, bro. GOG trying to embrace the coom too much. Too much. Two new games for 100, I see. I mean, that's still chunky though, but I mean, in current situation, I guess that's also an option. I guess. Alright, let's get them news. Get to them news. This week might be a little more. Citizen Sleeper team has a new game in the works. Our favorite experience in 2022 approached its first anniversary on May 5th. Team behind it reveals it's begun work on its next project. Yeah, that's the narrative one. So earlier today, 33% discount, and it's pretty cheap now too. Yeah, this is like a lot of text in that one. Karen Damon and Martin, sole developer behind a Jump Over the Age, is again joining forces with indie publisher Fellow Traveler, character artist Guillaume Singelin, and composer Amos Rodi on a new game. No information about what this next title entails, but the team promises to reveal more in the near future. Yeah, that one has like insane reviews too. I have that one on the list. It's gonna be quite a special experience probably on stream, but still, would be nice. It would be nice. A lot of reading. The interactive book action we're gonna get. Marvel's Midnight Suns PS4 and Xbox One versions out next week. Switch release cancelled. So I guess that one didn't go that crazy well. PS4 Xbox One players that purchased the Legendary Edition Midnight Suns or the game Season Pass will get the new Bloodstorm DLC as well as all previously released DLC. Alongside a Storm adds Deadpool, Morbius and Venom to the game. Just do the cloud version. Maybe not that super simple, I guess, to do like cloud properly. Like, I'm not sure how the cloud versions on Switch in general do. Like, it doesn't seem like there is some sort of like, you know, service that lets you run cloud games, because otherwise there will be a lot of games on Switch available, right? So it seems like they need still to make some sort of like custom like adaptation for it. And it seems like it just kind of like underperformed so much that they just probably easier for them to can it instead of trying to do something. The sale boost for Hogwarts, yeah, we'll see, we'll see. Starfield Direct will immediately follow Microsoft's Xbox Games Showcase this June. Xbox Game Showcase followed by Starfield Direct Sunday, June 11th, 10 AM PT. That was 7, I think, right? Or something. In the EU time. So... soon. Yeah, technically it was, I guess. Now it's just like combined with the news about the... what's the name? With the time and everything. Now that the time is known. So now it's gonna be right after. Xbox head Phil Spencer opens up about Redfall's disappointing launch. I'm upset with myself. Nothing is more difficult for me than disappointing the Xbox community. Just to kind of watch the community lose confidence, be disappointed. I'm disappointed, I'm upset with myself. Microsoft finally get the W. I don't think they took a lot of L's though. That's the thing, because they don't really do anything. That's the thing. Yeah, they have Grounded, they have Hi-Fi Rush, they have Pentiment. I mean, they maybe weren't, you know, like the Giga W's or something of the universe scale, but they weren't L's. Starfield the only AAA for Xbox this year? I think so, yeah. I mean, there is the Senua saga, right? But there's still nothing about it, so we'll see, I guess. Redfall launching at 30 frames per second, how it goes against Microsoft original claim. Kind of our punch in the chin, rightfully. A couple of weeks ago, says before later, assuring Arcane is on track towards delivering its previously promised 60 FPS performance mode. Spencer refutes the perception that Arcane was forced into making it by stating there's clearly quality and execution things that we could do, but one thing I want to do is push against creative aspirations of our teams. And a lot of people will say, hey, you've got teams know how to do one kind of game. Just force them to go do the one kind of game that they kind of have a proven track record of, and I'm just not a believer in that. Yeah, he then cites studios like Rare, Obsidian, Tango Gameworks being allowed to take creative swings with titles such as Sea of Thieves, Grounded, and Hi-Fi Rush respectively. I want to give the teams the creative platform to go and push their ability, push their aspirations, but I also need to have a great selection of games that continue to come that surprise and delight our fans. Yeah, we under-delivered on that, and for that I apologize. It's not what I expect, not what I want, but it's ours to deliver. Yeah, they should at least do the quality control of the output, that's for sure. There is fundamental piece of feedback that we get that the game isn't realizing the creative vision that it had for its players. That doesn't feel like, hey, just delay it. That feels like the game had a goal to do one thing, and when players are actually playing, they're just not feeling that thing. They're not feeling the creative execution of the team. And that was the confusion from the very beginning. Like it was clearly like the fully co-op oriented stuff, and then they tried to kind of like try to turn it into something that you can play like solo because people wanted solo, and it just ended up kind of nowhere. They just cancel Redfall. I mean, they could probably, yeah. I mean, looking at what it is in the end, that wouldn't be, you know, a lot of value lost, that's for sure. It wouldn't be that much a loss there. Star Wars Jedi Survivor takes #1, but sales down on its predecessor. That I was surprised in. Dead Island 2 sales only dropped 45% in its second week. Yeah, because Dead Island is actually, you know, playable and decent on release. So people still gonna buy that instead of all the broken shit. Yes, Jedi Survivor is #1, but it's still short of the first game, which like I didn't think that the first game was like that crazy on release, but I guess like the power of Star Wars still. Due to the higher price, well, in general it's also boxed one, so I guess like less people in general already buying boxed games nowadays, especially compared to the previous one. The previous one was still technically on previous generation, right, when more people were buying boxes and stuff. Now it's already less. But yeah, probably also the fact that it was quite borked and everything. Phoenix Labs cuts staff, 9% of employees impacted as Dauntless Studio decides to focus on fewer development projects, including the upcoming Fae Farm. Dauntless still going. Haven't heard about this one in a long while, really. We recently evaluated all ongoing development projects within Phoenix Labs to determine our strongest path in terms of success and sustainability. As a result of that evaluation, we felt the best way forward for the company was to focus on fewer development projects. This renewed focus offers the best opportunity for the success of Fae Farm and Dauntless, as well as the remaining unannounced titles in our portfolio. As part of the transition out of those projects, we worked diligently to find new assignments for as many employees as possible. While we succeeded in reassigning many people, there were cases where we had to part ways with some talented people. In total, about 9% of our total employees have been affected. In addition to severance and benefits coverage extensions, we've offered assistance for job placement in an effort to ease transition for all affected employees. Yeah, they actually got like bought back also from who was that? Garena, I think? Yeah, Garena was owning them and they bought themselves back from the Garena, so I guess they already weren't really super happy with the Dauntless performance, I guess. Switch exclusive Fae Farm expected to arrive later this year. Let's see. $30p to 700p in some areas, let's see. Meta sees engagement issues with Quest headsets. New report says that users of the VR devices would stop using them after a few weeks. I mean, no shit, dude, because there's nothing else to play, bro. Like, you get like Alex, and I mean, that's it. For me, at least personally, that's it, dude. I think that was the case with my brother. He also got himself like some sort of like also like it's like the alternative of VR headset stuff. And yeah, I think he just like got his dust there. I think he was planning to sell it even. The VR gonna be the next big thing, yeah. I mean, the thing is, like, it's kind of like I think VR could be a big thing, but the problem is like I think the meta being so PP again with their exclusivities, pricing, and other stuff is like part of the reason why it's not. All these like competing stores, you know, like insane prices for things that go up instead of down. Like when Oculus Quest like was like for $300, I was like, all right, he's getting there. You know, that's already kind of like reasonable somewhat for the device to play stuff. And then they increase the price back again, and the new ones are also expensive. Like, all right, well then not, I guess. Customers who use the devices also migrated to third-party virtual reality apps instead of Horizon Worlds, the tech firm's own VR app. Yeah, and they do that probably because you can get like games from different stores and stuff and for different prices. Well, I mean, if it will be cheaper, like the thing is like, in many cases, it's the player base, right? Like why for example, like PlayStation, Xbox, like a lot of consoles, they sell like on like the verge of profitability for hardware and sometimes even below the hardware price because you make money on software later, right? And like the company makes money also on software and developers make money because, you know, more people gonna buy it. And here you get the situation when there's like less people who can afford that stuff, less people with the devices to play the game. So if you commit to developing for that type of device, then you just already kind of limiting your player base by a bunch. And then they also kind of segment that already small player base by all those like stores and everything. Different compatibilities, different like whole bunch of different specs of those devices, and it's just kind of like not worth it really. So no one really almost like commits to some sort of like, you know, big AAA VR game outside of like Half-Life Alyx. I think still there is like nothing that I would kind of call, you know, like the proper premium AAA quality game on VR over all the years. Let's see, Pentropia. Yes, I still haven't tried it myself even. Beat Saber only in Alex, yeah. Well, I mean, if you're into like some like the sports, you know, rhythm action games, then yeah, like there's Beat Saber and stuff for you for sure. But if you are in kind of for like, you know, experience the single player and stuff, narrative story, there's not much. Go down during summer. I mean, I guess, yeah. It's built like a software company that was trying to experiment instead of a mature hardware company that was trying to build hardware. Company reported that VR division posted operating loss of 13.7 billion. Well, that's also because they're doing, you know, they were trying all this like metaverse stuff instead of, you know, maybe trying to get like actually cool stuff for the VR. They were trying to make it into this like a metaverse device, bro. I see, buddy, I see. I'm like, I legit actually not even curious. Like, I haven't tried, right? I have an opportunity technically to try. I have friends with the headsets and stuff. Like, one of my friends also bought one. Did he get Quest or something? I need to ask him. I don't remember. It was an Index, nothing fancy. But yeah, I think he also like bought it, played a few times, and just put it together dust. That's it. So like I'm not even interested for free to try it, honestly. Like if there would be some like game that would be like, oh shit, this is like real good stuff, I need to try it. Then I would like try to find a way to yoink someone's headset or like get mine eventually too, but like I don't even like feel it right now whatsoever. Even with like good price, I still probably wouldn't go for it. But the good price would at least bring potentially those people who would consider making games for it when more people own it, you know. That's the other, I see. Yeah, exactly. Like the Alex would be interesting. It's still not like I still haven't played like Half-Life 2 even. I only played 1 back in the day. and I'm kind of like not super invested, which I need to fix actually. But not invested enough to just like go for the headset just to play that. But yeah, if there'll be more stuff that I would be invested in, like something that generally would be like, oh dude, you need to play it, it's super good. All right, once you can kind of like, not worth for one, then you get like 2, 3, 5, 10, then you already kind of, all right, maybe now it's time. Punkel's Vampire Survivors is getting an animated series. And the news you all were waiting for. Studio will collaborate with Sonic the Hedgehog's Dimitri Johnson and John Wick's Derek Kolstad. The Gigalore. The most important thing in Vampire Survivors is the story, so it's a dream come true to see what started as a little indie game I made on my weekends come to life as an animated TV show. Alright, who is playing a lot of Vampire Survivors? Just like let me know. Is there any? I haven't played, but I don't seem like there is any. You guy. Still think this is a joke from him? Probably. Maybe he's just kind of like, you know, yeah, sarcastic about all the situation or something. I mean, that's an offer you probably don't really, you know, decline. But not sure about the story part. Not sure about that. Whatsoever. PlayStation, our live service games will target different genres, release schedules, and audiences. We talked to PlayStation, Firewalk, and probably Monsters on Sony's latest live service studio acquisition. And another one. Alright, let's see. There's like a whole bunch of talk here. Need the important parts. Let's see. There's a competitive environment that is out there and the time investment from players that live services offer, and we want to deliver at the highest quality games. There is a risk that we talk about live service in generic terms as if it is a single genre or even a single business model. PlayStation Studios are making a variety of games that could be referred as live services, targeting different genres, different release schedules, and different scales. We're also creating games for different audiences, and I take confidence from our track record in creating worlds and stories that PlayStation fans love. Every studio relationship has its own trajectory. In some cases, we have worked with companies for many years as external partners before bringing them into Sony Interactive Entertainment. Depends on what the studio needs to grow and succeed and what makes sense for both sides. Working closely with Firewalk for a while now, we have both really enjoyed that process and we have incredible confidence in what they're creating. Tony Su, studio head at Firewalk, says the company has no plans to expand much beyond the 150 employees. But there are other benefits to being part of the PlayStation team. I can listen to teams. It's like still Herman Hulse talking all the time. We got it. We got it. You love your company. Absolutely. Tony Su was actually general manager and senior vice president of Destiny at Activision. Yeah, Steve, yeah. I mean, you can put anything into definition, yeah. Not even like the time, but like the way it's kind of like lives, right? As a service and stuff, like how it gets updates and in which form, how it gets monetized, which kind of genre and everything it is, yeah. And there's a lot of difference. Oh yeah, Destiny increased the season price, the season pass price, yeah, without explaining why. Didn't even go for the inflation and stuff. They just didn't even bother. One of the benefits of becoming part of PlayStation Studios is having the opportunity to exchange knowledge with such an amazing. Okay, this is like just kind of like the corpus speech type stuff here, all over the place. I want to listen into details, you know, of all this live service stuff and not the Giga Corpus stuff. The PC stuff, yeah. We have made significant progress delivering games on PC in recent years, so where it makes sense for the game and the studio, it's a great option to have, but it's a decision that we will make for each individual game. Let's see. Nice. It was just like a bunch of like the corpus statements, basically. Well, at least with what we know is that they plan to do different scheduling, different genres, and different approach to live service. So it's not gonna be just like, you know, 10 or already maybe more than 10 of the same projects. At least they kind of like gonna try to make them differently. It's pretty much gonna be probably like throw shit at the wall and see what sticks, most likely. Because like more than 10 games, that's for sure gonna be it. So like throw at the wall 10 and then maybe, you know, 2 will kind of stick and do good and everything else will go down. That probably will be the case, and then we'll see, will they like keep pumping those and return to, you know, like some other games, or they just like load in the shit gun another 10 and keep shooting at that wall to see what sticks. Even more 10-year plans, yeah. I mean, I don't exactly like blame though, right? Well, I mean, I don't blame, but like the studio is kind of like one local kind of small studio, right? Like, and they just kind of like stick to something and just keep going at it. That's fine. Like, I don't know, like Sea of Thieves, for example, right? Like they made it. They are not, you know, like super crazy huge. I mean, it's pretty big though, I would say, but like not something like super crazy huge, and the studio is not some sort of like not like Rockstar with GTA, for example, right? No, they just like stick to something that works and trying to make, you know, some stable income and everything going, some stable footing, stable foundation, and in the same time already kind of do something on the side, I guess, too. And then you get also like, you know, those like huge corpus that have a shitload of money and everything. A lot of like different studios under their belt that could do some like cool things. And then they just like load them into to make that shit to throw at the wall. To see what sticks out of it, and just to make some giga profits. Alright. Year after Citizen Sleeper's release, Jump Over Age announced that the indie hit will receive a solo tabletop game. Solo tabletop game, alright. There's a new briefs. So yeah. Did they announce it on their page actually? I wanted to see if it's another Kickstarter. I don't have the news thing here, I guess. Oh no, they do. Oh, the anniversary livestream, I guess. Alright. Oh, TTRPG, that's probably. Design works, soundtrack. I think like already at least do have something there. Wait, Citizen Sleeper is interesting one. It is. Hardbook and TTRPG separately. Or together. So they didn't even like run a Kickstarter to raise money for that. Damn son, missed opportunity. Already based on tabletop game, yeah, not really, not really. Well, I mean, maybe it was some, you know, kind of like the concept that they made, and then decided to also go and get full-fledged game out of it. Unity lays off 600 more, closing half of offices. CEO John Riccitello says the third round of layoffs in less than a year, all about setting ourselves up for higher growth. Damn, son. Oof. Classic. Cut equals about 80% of company's headcount, will leave it with roughly 7,000 employees worldwide. Reduce physical footprint, cutting down its current 58 offices worldwide to fewer than 30 over the coming years. Setting us up for the future growth. That's one way to wrap it in. That's for sure. And at least once in a while you can hear something good also. The Xenoblade developer Monolith Soft raises wages. Nintendo-owned studio says base salary increase is in line with rising prices. At least something good, man. Did not detail how much these salaries will rise. The company said the increase are in line with the rising prices. It gave the starting salary for new graduates as an example, which have now risen by 22% to $1,800. So it's like starting salary for new graduates. So I guess like kind of like interns or just the new freshly hired people. I mean, that's good though. It might be not that crazy in Japan though, like in Tokyo somewhere, probably. But you know, for the entry level still. Yeah, at least you know, they are increasing those. Everyone else gets like the job cuts and everything instead. Yeah, the entry level, I guess. Phil Spencer, we're not in the business of out-canceling Sony or out-canceling Nintendo. Head of Xbox says Microsoft lost the worst generation to lose with Xbox One. Has to compete by doing different things like Game Pass and xCloud. That one they indeed lost like completely. They couldn't even if they tried, yeah. There isn't really a great solution to win for us. Will upset a ton of people, but the truth of the matter is when you are third place in the console marketplace and the top two players are as strong as they are and have in certain cases a very discreet focus on doing deals and other things that kind of make being Xbox hard for us as a team, that's on us, not on anybody else. Microsoft is invested in making sure Xbox owners have a great experience and feel catered to, but seem to acknowledge it can't beat Sony or Nintendo using traditional console strategy. See it out there, I see commentary that if you just build great games, everything would turn around. It's just not true that if we go off and build great games, all of a sudden you are going to see console share shift in some dramatic way. We lost the worst generation to lose in the Xbox One generation, where everybody built their digital library of games. This idea that if we just focus more on great games in our console, that somehow we are going to win the console race, I think doesn't relate to the reality of most people. Around 90% of people who buy consoles each year are already in one of the three main console ecosystems, and the switching costs are higher now than people have established digital libraries that they can carry forward from a prior generation, which you still need to pay for to make them into next-gen versions anyway. How does he know if he never tried? Damn son. Got him. First generation were the big games they are playing. Were games that were available last gen. When you think about Fortnite and Roblox and Minecraft, a continuity from generation to generation is so strong. See a lot of pundits out there that kind of want to go back into the time when we all had cartridges and discs, and every new generation was a clean slate, and you could switch the whole console share. That's just not the world that we are in today. There is no world where Starfield is in 11 out of 10 and people are selling their PS5s, and that's not going to happen. Well, I mean, yeah, to be honest, part of the reason is that it's the PC now too. Like, if they would have also Xbox only games, then there would be probably more people buying Xbox. But I think they would make way less money that way too. Because that would be just like cutting the player base a lot. That will just return to like the PlayStation 3 era and 360 when it was like, you know, the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 war, and PC was just like not getting a whole bunch of releases. And that was just kind of like, that was not the best time, let's put it that way. I think for everyone involved, because you basically needed 3 platforms to play a bunch of stuff. Well, not to mention the Nintendo stuff, right? And nowadays you at least kind of need 2. PlayStation for their still exclusive games, and PC for everything else. That's pretty much it. To bring Game Pass Cloud Gaming to PS5, I feel like it's gonna end up that way too. Like, I feel they might at some point just kind of like give up on making their own, you know, boxes for gaming. And just milk every other platform. That I think would be kind of smart too. The thing is, Sony might not let them though. Spencer stressed again that the console is the core of Xbox brand, and Microsoft will continue to focus on that despite its differing strategy. But I know some people want to hold us up as being a better green version of what the blue guys do, and I'm just going to say there's not a win for Xbox in staying in the wake of somebody else. We have to go off and do our own thing with Game Pass, with the stuff that we do with xCloud, and the way we build our games. Well, yeah, the Redfall stuff we already saw. Yeah, the Redfall and nuances we already read. What they had about that, what he had to say about that one. Sega to return them, son. Time to get them all back. I think if they like, I think what could be kind of smart way for them to do is to kind of already embrace, you know, like that Xbox and PC is pretty much kind of the same thing. And what Xbox is good for is being this like kind of affordable, small, powerful enough Game Pass machine. Just make it actual, you know, already like sort of mass-produced, you know, manufacture PC. Kind of like Steam Deck, right? Basically makes PC into the handheld. Just make it a PC and not into stationary, right? Like the docked one. But cheap one because mass produced and everything, right? And yeah, that can run most of the stuff, at least on Game Pass, right? And that's it. So you kind of like have then you will be able also to kind of like market it as a PC, right? Because you can do a bunch of other things that you don't really do on Xbox, for example, right? You have like way more freedom to run different apps and everything, and maybe use it as a work device and stuff for like kids in school, for example, right? And that just kind of like will become more multifunctional tool and easier to justify the price and everything. Sleep entropy, I see. Yeah. The Steam Deck? Nah, not really. I'm not into like the handheld gaming, to be honest, in general. Like, if I'm going somewhere, I just like read the book on a Kindle. That's pretty much it. Not really playing mobile, not really playing handheld. I was thinking about getting one, but it was more kind of from the perspective of if there is a potential to use it as like kind of like the streaming PC sort of like, you know, the streaming device or something. And then I could consider. I was thinking about it maybe, but we'll see. That will be already like when either to use it that way or like I don't even know. Why would I need to have like money to spare for that? And that's totally not the case. Yeah, Switch at home a lot. I see. I like I'm a pretty small like studio apartment and stuff. Like when I'm not streaming, like I'm either not home or I'm like sleeping or I'm like still here. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. Like the couch basically in my apartment haven't seen my ass in months already. Let's put it that way. So yeah, I'm kind of like not really moving around a lot from my PC. So kind of no point really. But yeah, I was thinking if it would be like, if it would be able to handle like streaming properly, that would be nice because you could just kind of like offset the streaming resource consumption onto the Steam Deck, for example. So it'll be kind of like, again, like that's also the thing, right? Like some cheap, portable, small factor PC. That is good because that would be like a very multi-purpose and useful thing. Let's see, Steve, I see. My sofa is on like it partially storage, yeah. Like it's like the corner sofa and like the corner that is like kind of going deeper in the room. That one just has a bunch of stuff laying on it there. Well, in bed I kind of usually try to minimize my time in bed really. But in the morning I still like browse a bunch, so that's kind of bad. In the evening I just like lay down and then fall asleep. That's pretty much it. Need to minimize the morning time waste, to be honest. Then when I like go somewhere like train, flights, whatever, I just read. That's my jam. Reading, or when I get my vacation, basically in past year and this year will be probably the same because like, you know, not sure I'm gonna be going anywhere really. Way too expensive and stuff. I'm probably just gonna go like summer house, like my friends' countryside houses and stuff. And yeah, when I'm like at my family's summer house, I just like read all day pretty much. I just wake up, make some breakfast, some coffee, get the book somewhere outside on the porch. If it's sunny, then like, you know, get the chair in the sun and just like sit there reading a book. And then, you know, lunch break, and then again reading the book, and then dinner break, and again reading a book, then sleep, and then, you know, it just goes like this basically. There's not that many days of, you know, when I'm alone there though. Usually either like some relatives, you know, or I'm visiting relatives, or my friends arrive, or I'm arriving to friends' place, so usually kind of not a lot of time. Camping? How you mean like going with the tent and stuff? I looked into it. Like they are fucking expensive here, man. Like getting like the tent or something. I was thinking about it, and I need to get like my friends on it. I hate this shit, dude. It's so hard to get people past 30 to do something. Even people who don't do shit really, you know. Really hard. It's either like everyone's busy or they just like not really into that stuff. Like with tents, it was always like, bro, we're not going anywhere together and stuff. Like, sure, there's the plan. Let's go. Nah, that tents. Like I was like, we should go sometime with the tents, and then that was like a meme even already going. Like people like, yeah, should we go with the tents? Yeah, like planning for years already. I'm like, bro, let's do it. Like, I'll buy even like the fucking tent and stuff. You just like get like, you know, some other necessities and like let's go. Nope. Or like let's go somewhere, some other place in vacation. Let's travel for vacation. I'm like, sure, let's go. we need to like book stuff already, especially in summer. Everything's gonna be booked, like even like trains, for example, flights. Like you need to book that shit. I can't plan that far away, like, you know. And then it's like something like, oh, I have like some time free tomorrow. I'm like, oh yeah, nice, bro. Let me call, like, you know, the train and flights company real quick. Maybe there is something. Camping, what do you even do all day? We would go probably, like, what I would do is probably somewhere like, you know, lake or something, and then you just kind of like go swimming, some sunbathing, making some food on the fire, yeah, and then in the evening it's just like some beers and chilling. That's pretty much it. Beer is kind of not really optimal, I guess, though, for going. If you go for a few days, for example, outside of civilization, then it's too heavy, probably. To carry that shit around. Depends on the type of the track or something, I guess, the camping. Fishing, maybe? I want to try. Like, my dad, for example, got into fishing somewhat recently. Like, they divorced with my mom, and when I told her, she was like, what the fuck? Dad is fishing? Holy shit, I've never thought about that. And he's like with friends going like every year, like at least once, sometimes twice. They go like to some, like usually like Astrakhan, like the delta of the Volga River. They go there fishing. There was like lotus flowers, you know, blooming and stuff. Some really good fishing there apparently. They just go like for a week or two, you know. It's like a lot of drinking, a lot of fishing basically. This is the OSC. Yeah, with the camp, it's kind of like, you know, you spend a bunch of time building that stuff. And yeah, then after that, well, I mean, it's forest too, you know, like going to forage for some firewood and everything, you know. Then going to swim. And then, you know, like kind of drying off. Then already time to cook some food on the bonfire. Then you can go again. Then you can go for some water or something somewhere. Yeah, fishing is just the code for drinking. For some people, yeah. Yeah, seafood, alright. But yeah, we'll see. The problem is, yeah, that this year, like, gonna be tricky. Depends. Because one of my friends already got fired now, so he probably gonna be like, during like this month, he already probably gonna find something else and go to work, so obviously he's not gonna get any vacation in summer. Another friend who is kind of more or less free is also kind of in the situation he might need to look for a job soon. And it's only like me and another friend basically kind of left. So like two of us kind of like going camping would be kind of boring. I need like more people, I feel, for that to be fun and stuff. So just probably like the summer house. The usual. We'll see. Maybe on some like little trip somewhere. I wouldn't mind like maybe like catching some like cheap tickets or anything. OST Unreal Tournament. The original one. Maybe to the sea or something. Some cheap tickets or something, and go into the sea to chill. That I can do with less people. That's whatever. But yeah, probably also like not outside the country because flights then are expensive. Like I would go to Egypt, man. I love Egypt. Red Sea is amazing. Let's get yourself, you know, like the mosque, the air pipe and everything. Go snorkeling. Done. You can spend all day there until it's too hot. Getting a bit sunny. We had like some cold days. They're just kind of like wrapping up with the cold days. Thankfully, I had like some warm days last week, for example, and this week was pretty cold. And like it was like snowing yesterday, I think again. A Barbie fashion designer, computer space, Last of Us, V Sports join a Hall of Fame. 4 titles entered the Strong National Museum of Plays, World Video Game Hall of Fame, for influencing popular culture or the video game industry significantly. Barbie, dude. Alright, I guess. But yeah, some are gonna be some grass touching for sure. Like, I'm gonna be switching now to like the 2 days off schedule until June probably. Because June's gonna be in Diablo that I hopefully will be able to play. And then it's gonna be a bunch of announcement events. So like June, especially like middle of June, gonna be like Giga Degen probably. Then we'll see. Like, I usually take vacation like early August because I just cover like a bunch of birthdays that way. Like, I have my brother and then my mom's husband and my grandma like birthdays if I take early August. So we'll see. True, pony, true. We will see. PlayOn is restructuring, layoffs planned. Publisher formerly known as Koch Media will merge Deep Silver, Prime Matter, and Ravenscourt under single brand. That actually might be like really good stuff for me though, because I'm kind of like with the Deep Silver like creator collective. If they will also just expand that to the whole family there, that would be kind of cool. That would be kind of cool, not gonna lie. That would make things easier to, like, you know, get the keys and review versions. That would be nice. But it's also kind of weird because basically all this like Koch Media and stuff is like the THQ. They already like split like in like 2 or 3 like huge companies, right? Every single one of them also split in multiple ones. Is like the whole like the pyramid scheme going. And now they're trying to kind of like go back. I guess, you know, like the financial situation became a little less fortunate, and they all kind of start to get back, you know, get back in one entity to probably like cut on some expenses for handling those entities. I guess, you know, like technically every company probably would need like a bunch of like accountants, HRs, all this kind of stuff, and then they kind of like merge it, and you already can reduce the amount of it. Like 3 companies, probably like at least 3 accountants, right? One company, like one big company can do with like 2, let's say. Hogwarts Legacy sold 15 million copies and reached $1 billion globally. That is right before it was out and placed on last gen, so we'll see. Totally dead game that failed, absolutely. But yeah, as I said, funny stuff about that is like, it's been already a few months, and like Call of Duty makes this amount in a weekend. And you don't even hear about it that much, it just does that every year. Well, maybe not every year, but at least the last one did. Like before, maybe it was 1 billion, maybe it was like half of it, but it's still in a weekend, you know? So that's why all this like lawsuit with the Microsoft acquisition is still going, probably, because Call of Duty is actually that crazy. MetaQuest, a gaming showcase announced. Another one. Showcase airs on June 1st. A look at upcoming games for its virtual reality platforms. So we'll be able to see. We need to remember though some of the upcoming, you know, future of gaming. What we're gonna see there. Didn't try to milk it too hard. Yeah, that is all. And that's the thing also, you know, you make a good game, you don't try to, like, you know, upsell your audience on like a bunch of fucking DLCs and other stuff, and you know, it's good. Yeah, 1st of June. And people actually like your game, and people actually buy your game. Surprise. Microsoft reveals PC Game Pass friend referral scheme. So if you have friends, quest number 1, and you have friends who don't have Game Pass still, you can get the referrals there. Insane. You can grant your friends free access to the entire PC Game Pass library. Oh, you can send up to 5 to offer 5 of their friends a 14-day trial. Okay, so if you already have Game Pass, you can give people 2 weeks free trial that way. Interesting. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. And before people will like somehow get that shit going now and use those codes to play to save on the Game Pass. Like it was with like $1 codes and everything. Fall Guys is getting a creative mode on May 10th. Which is like actually like should be way earlier, to be honest. Fall Guys was released back in 2020. That is like an aware moment there. This is the aware moment here. The fuck, man. This one doesn't feel like 3 years whatsoever. But yeah, that's a little late. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say late though. Now that it's free to play and everything, I think it's still doing real well. But yeah, if it'll be way earlier, then maybe they wouldn't even need to go free to play and stuff. This is nice. Feels like last year, yeah. That one doesn't feel that old, eh? Final Fantasy 16 has been banned from releasing in Saudi Arabia. I feel there's probably a lot of games that are banned from releasing there. It's just like no one really kind of posts about it. Taking to Twitter to announce that Final Fantasy 16 will not be released in Saudi Arabia. Oh, because they announced it on Twitter and stuff. I guess they usually probably don't really do that. Got block detected. Bro, what? No, there is none. Not a single one, actually. What are you on about? I like the what's the name? The JavaScript blocker on Firefox, but I don't use it on Chrome even. What? Like I literally have like... Yeah. Like better Twitch and Franker faces, huh? That's all I have on my Chrome. Not even script blocker, no, not on Chrome. I browse stuff that needs a script blocker on Firefox. The VPN's not on, no. Nice. I wasn't detecting anything before. Maybe like one of those plugins is now PPG or something. Maybe site is PPG. Maybe they think I'm like using Russian IP to avoid being shown any ads or something through VPN. Fans of the Final Fantasy 16 game, we would like to clarify that has not been released in the kingdom due to the publisher's unwillingness to make the necessary modifications. Unlikely to release in the United Arab Emirates. Alright. The advanced anti-ad blocker, yeah. Could be. Yeah, maybe it's someone watching. Someone watching has it, probably. Arc 2 release date could be even further than anticipated. Annual report from Digital Domain suggests that the release date for Studio Wildcard's a prehistoric sci-fi mashup Arc 2 could be much further down the line. Originally announced all the way back in 2020, it was initially slated for 2022 release date. Recently pushed the release date all the way back to the end of 2024. According to Digital Domain though, this is not the game's final release date. Active release set for spring 2025 according to Digital Domain's annual report. Well, they already said, they already went and said that it's wrong. He has since refuted that release date. Issued statement to Games Radar, which insists the 2025 release date is in fact a typo. Entirely possible this in fact the case, given Arc 2 troubled development, would the one final delay really be that much of a shocker? Yeah, where is the Vin Diesel, man? Arc 1 even officially finished? Well, I mean, they're gonna be remastering it already now. Like in the autumn or something, we're gonna get Arc 1 remaster. Then we're gonna wait until all the DLCs are remastered and sold separately again. And only then, they're gonna do the second one. Pro Entropy, yeah, the game is huge though. The first one, yeah, they're making a remaster that they're gonna sell. Then you'll need to buy all the DLCs again for that remaster. And then you get the Arc 2. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it's 2025. Because all the end of 2023 and half probably of 2024, they're gonna be milking the first one still. I mean, they need to release it on, you know, the new generation. But apparently they also gonna, you know, sell it to you again even if you own it. Even on PC. And the support of the original version will also stop, obviously. Yeah, that's pretty much how it goes. Capcom's president says Street Fighter should hit 10 billion sales. And that's how it starts usually, with all those, you know, failed expectations and shit. It could though, it could, Street Fighter 5 sold over 7 million units. Street Fighter 6 has had a more significant investment from Capcom. I don't think investment will kind of like, you know, define how much it's gonna sell though. I feel like it's kind of like too, like the fighting games in general, in my opinion, are kind of like a little away from like mainstream, I guess, let's put it that way. Like they don't really like the marketing and everything is harder for those because it's still kind of like a little bit of a niche thing for me, from my perspective at least. Like a lot of genres people can, like, you know, kind of dabble in and try and everything, but fighting games are always kind of like a little bit of like the side thing. Like you don't just kind of like buy fighting games just to like do a playthrough or something usually. Depends on how much accent on single player, and it's still not something you would probably buy for single player. Like I only have one friend who like buys Mortal Kombat every time, but he also like single player and he does a bunch of grind and some multiplayer. He's not like super try hard, but like he tries to at least, you know. And he's the only one really playing like fighting games out of everyone I kind of know. Well, I mean, there are some people in community also who do be playing, but like if they are playing, so if someone is playing fighting games, basically most of the time it's kind of people who play like a whole bunch of them, and you know, like kind of try to do it on a more like skilled level, I guess. So it's not like really something I feel that, you know, like the wide casual audience will be buying. Let's put it that way. So like that much copies, I mean, depends on also on time, because the 7 million in Street Fighter 5 was over the lifetime, right? So like if we take also like, I don't know, like 5 years or something, then maybe yeah, they will sell that much. Fighting games communities overlap? I mean, I guess kinda. Like I think some of the pros sometimes kind of like switch games depending on, you know, what's more kind of hype, what's more what pays more basically, Sora. Because sometimes some of the fighting games kind of like sponsor them, you know, to promote their game and stuff. Some fighting games just do like some huge prize competitions. So some fighting games enjoyers can like switch to the game just to kind of farm some monies, you know, kind of like with card games in a way, somewhat similar. Can blame your team. I mean, I guess in a way too. I think like the gameplay is just kind of like very specific type of gameplay. And yeah, like if something's bad, it's all on you. It's all on you. And I would say also kind of like the skill gap in fighting games is like way more like visible, right? Like when it's like card game, then RNG kind of like, you know, like almost evens it out. Almost, obviously, like if someone is like good at card game, they still gonna be like better, right? But even then, even if you're bad and they good, RNG still can make it happen for you. Like probably in like less % of the times than more, but it still can. And if it's like shooters or something, right, it's also, it might be like skill difference, but you still might carry some time and everything, right? And then team stuff obviously too. But in the fighting games, I feel it's like if you can't like do some giga combos or know some ways to like, you know, avoid some giga combo, for example, then you most likely gonna get fucked. Unless there's like, you know, like some situations like the 444 in the back in the day, right? When he was just like literally spamming like one combo and like climbing competitive quite well. I guess there's something like that also happens. I guess there are some ways still. The new Pokemons? Yeah, there is the Pokemon TCG. Yeah. That's gonna be available also, I think, for free or something. But I didn't really find much about it yet. Need to wait and see. Gonna see how it's gonna be. But yeah, the TCG is gonna be available. Some new digital Pokemon TCG. Saints Row receiving a glow up update on May 9th. Another one. Yeah, the monster, yeah, that is also true. That is also true. And even like in CS, for example, like 5v5 or something, it's still like the skill gap can be kind of like compensated by the team skill and, you know, just kind of like some decision making, for example. Like you might be like not super good with like actual shooting and stuff, but you kind of like know well how to read some of the person you play against and everything. Dude, I like how it's like even different window here. The fuck is this, dude? Yeah, I will refresh, sure, bro. Just so it disappears. Glow up update. Staggering number of changes. 10,000 word blog post. Poog. Being introduced to the Saints Row platform. 9th of May is part of the Sunshine Springs update. First in a long line of updates that will bring about extra content for the game, potentially giving it an entirely new lease of life. We'll see, dude. We'll see. I'm kind of like, can't say, not sure. Like after such glowing release, and this glow up might be a bit too late already. Could be. A Redfall player base drops drastically on PC. What a twist. Player base dropped by more than 70% on the platform since the game's launch. No, I mean that we actually can check, to be honest. 1,000 on Steam currently, damn son. What a twist. I mean, you know, still better than Babylon's Fall. Actually, drop off might be a bit faster, though. Might be. Man, the peak was 6,000. Like, holy shit, dude. That's quite the peak there. And it's gone. Yeah, it was even below 1,000 already. 30% positive. Yeah, it was top 20 worst review games on Steam. Who in the right minds buy now? I think some people just kind of for memes already at this point. Shadows of Doubt has more players, yeah. Shadows of Doubt, man. Turbolist. That's a good one. That's a good one. Yep, actually is. Stable also. Very stable. It's not even like... not updated yet, I guess, for those fancy graphs yet. And yeah, really good, eh? All-time peak was 3,000. And still 2,000 playing. Stable, man. Stable. Very nice, very nice. A Warner Brothers CEO may have teased a Superman game, eh? Alright, CEO during his speech talked at length about the fact that Warner Brothers owns and develops its own IP, which gives the company full creative capabilities, whether that be for Harry Potter, DCU or Game of Thrones. Touched upon the Superman universe, talking about how a movie may be launched in the next couple of years and that people could thereafter hang out in the Superman world. Went on to reference the ongoing development of gaming in general and talked about how profitable the space is going to become in the years ahead. Bro, what kind of PPG stuff you have there with this? Not block fighter fighting everyone. Yeah, I think it's probably just because the odds don't even load here most of the time. Most of them, especially some PPG odds, I guess. Our favorite. Fortnite Olympics event revealed by International Olympic Committee. There it is. Olympic Esports Series 2023 held live in Singapore, 22nd to 25th of June. Yeah, it tries to load something, it can't load something, and just shows the ad block removal instead. Piega doesn't even try to figure out why it doesn't load now. Yeah. Well, these load so long that who cares, huh? It's not the Olympics, but a subset of the world-renowned sporting event that has been held every 4 years since 1924. Going to put a spotlight on games like WBSC e-baseball, Just Dance, Gran Turismo, and of course Fortnite. Damn, son. It's time. It's time. Players will still earn their medals. They'll be the first in history to do so on the Fortnite platform. Time to start practicing and become Olympic champion in Fortnite. Boog. Time for Ninja to go. You can floss again from the pedestal. Feels good, man. Like good old times. Like good old times. Alright, and that is... let me see. Was it? Was it? Oh, yeah, we can check some roadmaps. One sec, real quick. They got the Dread... oh, wait. Oh, yeah, Dread wasn't even available, of course. Technically. Piega. But yeah, basically they plan the DLC for the fourth quarter. That is good, huh? We'll see. I'm down. And Shadows of Doubt, I think, also had something there actually, right? Wasn't it? Wasn't it? Oh, that is not yet. Oh yeah, there it is. Here. Access launch. Cheats and Liars update. A new side job, a new building, a new NPC interactions. Social class update. The murder drop. Bug fixing, optimization, and more. This is kind of like this year, right? That's nice. That's nice. Complete some. I'm gonna return to this one later. I might need to kind of like restart the playthrough though. We'll see, because I feel like I got some like weird bug or something. Some types of jobs don't really like work properly for me. The game is really good though. Like always a pleasure to return and play. Very nice. Very nice. So hope at some point they would make some sort of like, you know, well, actually, if there will be like Steam Workshop, this is gonna be like, oof, it's gonna be insanely good. And yeah, some sort of like kind of more handcrafted, you know, murder cases and stuff. That would be like game, like it already has all you need for it. You can make so much with it. And the first trailer was a huge red flag. Well, the first one was maybe not too bad. First gameplay trailer, though, for sure. Like, it just looks soulless. Like, another co-op kind of shooter, like any other one. And then they try to kind of stir away from that, get it, like, you know, a little bit more single-player stuff and everything. And yeah, somewhere in the middle of the road, they got caught by release, I feel. So ended up not even like polishing the co-op part properly, and obviously in single player they also didn't really achieve anything. Alright, that means that's it though. Let's go. Sarridella.